Well, forgive my poor whistling attempt, but I think I might have signaled to some of you what film we're watching tonight. Fritz Lang's first sound film, 1931. It wasn't the first sound film in Germany. It was an early one. Blue Angel by von Sternberg was the first German sound film. But for our money, it's good to see Fritz Lang working. 1931, M. Original title for this film was intended to be Murderers Among Us, where the M is retained. But word got out, and well, the Nazis, who were, well, pretty powerful at that time, not in power itself yet, but were pretty powerful, got word of all of this and were upset about this. Matter of fact, death threats were being issued in regards to this movie. Changed the title from Murderers Among Us, afraid that it would cue the Nazis in, that it might have been about them, and called it M. The film stars, well, one of the great, I think underrated actors of our genre, Peter Lorre. Now, Peter Lorre in this film plays, an interesting individual. He's a child molester. This is actually based upon a true incident. Hans Beckert, who was the Dusseldorf, known as the Dusseldorf vampire or the Dusseldorf murderer. One of the things that got Fritz Lang in trouble with his film was, yes, Beckert's deeds are dastardly and terrible, and they deserve to be punished severely, obviously. But the end of this film, well, has a different twist on the way that justice is meted out. Matter of fact, I'm not going to go there for you. I'm not going to tell you what that's all about, but the ending of this film has been monkeyed with in various versions. The version that we have here does have the original intended version. This film was photographed by Fritz Wagner. We've talked about him before. He was the cameraman for Nosferatu and did a lot of other Fritz Lang's films. The art director for this film was Edgar Ulmer. So Ulmer pops up here and there. He's going to come over to the United States in a little while and work a lot in our B circuit. Unfortunately, he's one of the great unsung heroes to some, but many of us recognize the richness that Ulmer brought to his films. We'll be talking about and we'll be presenting some of Ulmer's films later. For instance, Detour. I want to do Detour soon. The film, I think, being Fritz Lang's first sound film, plays a lot with sound. It's interesting how when a filmmaker comes to a medium that is for the first time, and in this sense, he's an old hand at the image and editing and so on, and mise-en-scène, but his use of sound, it's almost experimental in certain senses. For instance, the uses of sound bridges is remarkable in this film, where we have various scenes that are tied together by sound. Not by imagery, but by sound. The discussions between the underworld and the cops, who are both planning how they're going to catch Beckert, are cut back and forth. And the sound bridges us across. And it's typical of Fritz Lang that he sort of equates the underworld with the overworld, which sometimes gets him into trouble as well. Another interesting character in this film is Otto Wirke, who plays Lohmann. He's going to pop up in The Testament of Dr. Mabuse, which is going to be his next film in 1933, and it is Lohmann appears again, playing Lohmann. Well, M is a beautiful movie. Now, a lot of times people think, oh, you're coming to sound, you know, early on, and you're going to watch a real static film, camera locked in an ice box, and it's not going to be moving around. Nah. This film is very mobile. Mobile in the sense that it would have made, I think, Murnau proud. Wonderful tracking shots in this film. That whistling business, too. A little bit of a trivia for you. That's a little bit of a motif that the Peter Lorre, the Beckert character, whistles throughout the film. From my research, and if I'm wrong on this, I'd like you to correct me, but I've seen that it was Fritz Lang who dubbed the whistling for that that sound. Well, Peter Lorre does a remarkable job in this, particularly for the small amount of time that he's in the film. He captures this film quite well, takes it over, grabs it, makes it his own. He's going to come to the United States quite soon, okay, via England, working with Hitchcock for a while, and then he's going to come to the United States, and of course we see him in Maltese Falcon, Casablanca, and a whole series of films, and later pops up in things that Roger Corman does. But he does a fantastic job in this. I think you'll enjoy M. I'm hoping that you enjoy the films that we're bringing you. We're striving hard to bring you a mixture of schlock and, well, films that are maybe more shiny. I hate to make that distinction. You know me, okay? I'm not one of those high brows, low brows guys. I'm just a brow. Well, film is very happy to be here, and we'll be here with you whenever you need me. Use that email. It's there for you. Right? Let's watch M. Roll 'em, Smokey.